guys, welcome back. Thanks for checking out the channel today. I hope everyone is out enjoying this lovely spring weather. This type of weather definitely makes you feel like summer is just around the corner, which means that we're getting closer to those warm days where you can take the top off the Jeep and go for a cruise. On today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys something I did last weekend. For me, it was definitely a thing and it was a big investment. It was something I haven't done in over 10 to 15 years. And basically what I did was I purchased a brand new set of wheels and tires for this Wrangler. That is something I haven't done in those 10 to 15 years because previously what I would do is just do the hunt on Facebook Marketplace or the Jeep JL forums to find something used and then make that work for my purpose. I've had great success with this. In the past, I have saved good chunks of money and I've had things that really do work for me. But the problem with this is that you don't always find what you necessarily need for your use. And a good example of this is the Cooper Discovery STT Pros that I previously had on this Wrangler. Those were a 37 by 1350 R17. I found those for a great deal. I was able to use those when I did my budget lift. But for me, there were some issues with those wheels. I had them mounted and paired with the stock Rubicon wheels. And unfortunately, those tires are not designed to fit on a 7.5 inch wide tire. So you run into some performance issues where you're running a little bit lower pressure to get a flat surface, but that causes the wheel to move around or the rim to move around in the wheel, causing some side flex. All little things that just affect the way it rides. Those wheels also meant that I had to run spacers to make everything fit. And those are a couple of the things that I wanted to get rid of. My original plan was actually just to replace the stock Rubicon wheels with another 17-inch wheel that was better suited for the 37-inch tire. My theory was that if I found a rim that was a little wider, that had a proper offset, that I would be able to mount that tire on it, remove the wheel spacers, and everything would just ride better. So a month ago, I went to Daytona's and I was shopping for wheels. Unfortunately, I didn't find a 17-inch wheel that I was in love with and that I was willing to purchase. I was discussing this with the guys, telling them about my feelings about the Cooper Discoveries, that they're a little rough, a little loud, and they kind of led me in the direction and recommended that maybe it's time for me to purchase a brand new wheel and tire combination that is better suited for my Wrangler and for the way I drive my Jeep. The way I drive my Jeep is mostly on-road driving 95% of the time. Maybe once a year I'll off-road, I'll maybe drive over a curb here and there. But really, a lot of my driving is done in long distances on the interstate to visit family or to go to Jeep events. And with the MTs that I was running, those were just not suited for my need. So we decided that we're going to look at a new wheel and tire combination, and I did find a wheel that I was in love with, and I decided that maybe it was time to upgrade to a larger size. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to jump back to last weekend. We'll show you guys the wheel and tire combination that we went with. We'll show you it getting mounted and installed, and then we'll come back and follow up on what I did with the Wrangler. So the wheels that I went with are one of Fuel Off-Road's newest wheels for this year, and that is the Rebar 5, and I went with a 20 by 10 with a -18 offset. I decided for the wheels, I'm actually going to pair these with an AT tire instead of an MT tire, and I decided to go with the well-known Nitto Ridge Grapplers. The size that I went with is the 37 1350 R20. So guys, what do you think? I personally feel that this is what my Jeep has been missing. I feel that this wheel and tire combination helped complete my build. I feel that going with the 20-inch wheel definitely fits the size of the JL and gives it a little bit of a more high-end feel with a custom appearance and a little bit of a stock appearance. The reason I think it has a stock feel is because of the wheel. I chose this wheel because it reminds me of some of the new wheel options that are coming out in the 2024 Jeep models. So that's why I went with it, because I wanted to be a little bit stock, but a little bit custom. Speaking of custom, I also customized these further to match my build. On my previous wheels, I had a square neon yellow section with a little Jeep symbol in it. What I wanted to do was bring that over to the new wheels. I knew with this wheel, I wouldn't have the space to put a little Jeep on here. So instead, I decided just to run the accent color, and that's what I did. So I used 3M vinyl and knifeless tape to create this. Look, they're not perfect, but I'm happy about how they turned out. Maybe down the road, I will do it again and try to improve it. I'm really learning knifeless tape and figuring out how to use it properly and what I can do with it. So down the road, I might fix it, but for now, I'm happy about the way it turned out. Along with that accent, I did also use a black paint marker and filled in the Fuel logo seen here. Originally, this was a silver engraved section, and to me, it just didn't make sense on the wheel because this is the blackout wheel and you have this silver logo. Even though you already have a logo up here, you wanted a second logo. My thought was it just didn't make sense. So what I did was I took that black marker and I filled it in. Another thing that I did with these wheels, or I want to show you in this video, is a comparison of the Nitto Ridge Grapplers to the Cooper Discovery STT Pros. What I did was I did a test drive before removing the tires, and then I did a test drive after with these new tires to show you guys the comparison of the ride quality and the comparison of the noise level inside the cab. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swing back or rewind back a couple days, check out that previous video, and then check out the new video so that you guys can see the difference of what these new wheels offer and compared to the old ones. Okay guys, so we're a day before getting the new tires and rims installed, and what I'm doing is filming this part because I want to do a comparison video of the old tires to the new tires. The old tires that I have on today are the Cooper Discovery STT Pros. They're a 37 by 1350 R17 mounted on the stock tire, and what I'm going to do is take you guys on a little drive, jump on the highway, take a little bit of side streets to show you guys how it rides or basically how rough it is, and then show you also how noisy it is so that you guys get an understanding of why I'm switching from an MT tire to an AT tire. So what we're going to do is get on the road. We're going to first jump on a little chunk of highway so you guys can understand the noise level. I'm going to try and speak throughout the entire video so that you guys can understand how the noise is changing, and then compare it to the other video where I'll do the exact same. Hopefully in this video you'll be able to capture the bumps and how rough these tires ride. So let's get going and I'll speak as much as I can. So you can see right now we are riding about 30 and we're about to jump on the highway where we're going to get up to 65 miles per hour or 100 kilometers. And hopefully you guys can understand the noise level and how much it increases. These current tires are set at 32 PSI. That is usually what I ride around in the summer. Sometimes I'll go a little lower with these tires, but I had to do that because of right now we're about to jump on the highway to give you guys an idea. So let's get up to speed and then we'll set it in cruise and hopefully I'll be able to chat with you guys a little bit. So we're now up at 65. So we're gonna set cruise. So you can see that we're hitting some bumps here. It jars the camera, which is also going through my body. I think this is because the tires are an E-class. So I hope you guys can understand right now with the volume level that's inside. You can imagine when I'm driving 8 hours up to see my family in Canada that this can get quite annoying with the hum that you get from these tires. So I'm truly hoping that the new tires that I'm putting on, which are the Nitto Ridge Grapplers, and they're an AT tire, so I'm hoping they're going to be a lot quieter than these. I'm also hoping that they're going to be a lot smoother, because as you can see, when we do hit bumps, it does seem to jiggle the camera a lot, and that goes into my body as well. You also feel it in the steering wheel, so I'm hoping that there is a good improvement on that. I know I'm blabbering a bit, but I'm really just trying to show you guys the noise that does get generated when on the highway. we're about to jump off the highway, and then I'm gonna drive on some rougher roads, and then we can get an understanding of how the ride is on roads that might necessarily not be as smooth as the highway or an interstate is. So we're going about 30 now, which is about 50 kilometers per hour. And the noise does start to get a little bit louder, but it's definitely more reasonable than it was on the highway there. I do apologize, it's raining right now, so hopefully that doesn't affect the sound that's coming through, and you're still getting an understanding of what the tires are generating versus the rain. If I get a chance, I'll hopefully film the same video in the rain so you get the same thing, but I can't guarantee that because it's the weather. So at this point, guys, what I'm gonna do is we're going to just jump over to the comparison of the ride, the same exact path with the new tires, and hopefully we'll see a difference in the ride quality and the noise level. So let's jump over to that. Okay guys, so we have the new Nitto Ridge Grapplers on the Jeep. We're gonna do the same test drive to see if the ride has improved and if the noise level has gone down with these new tires. So we're just gonna jump on the highway now, and then we can hear if the road noise has gone down, and then also feel the overall handling of these. So let's get up to speed, and we'll then talk about the noise quality. So you can see we've got it up to 65 miles per hour again, which is 100 kilometers per hour. And I have to say the noise level inside the cab is so much better. The part that I can probably hear the most is the wind noise right now. It is raining again, so you're getting the rain and the wind noise rather than the tires. Yesterday when I rode around with the Cooper Discoveries in the rain, I still could hear the tires more than the rain. This is much better. I can actually hear my exhaust. That I couldn't hear before. That was always hidden by the hum of the tires, but it's definitely an improvement on noise level inside the cab. So I'm very impressed with that. I have to say the handling and the ride is also improved. It's a lot smoother. Definitely doesn't feel as bumpy and as jarring every time it hits a little bump. So we're getting off the highway now. Let's see how it does around the 30 miles per hour or the 45 kilometers per hour and see how it rides overall. But I have to say right now, like that little bump, it wasn't that bad. It definitely seems to absorb it a lot better. You obviously still have the bumps and shifts of the vehicle, and that's just due to it being a Jeep, but the ride quality has definitely improved dramatically. I have to say a lot of these little bumps that I'm going over are not getting forced into the steering wheel as much as they were before. I definitely felt before every time you hit these little bumps, the steering wheel would just go up and down or turn. I know that's a little bit to do with the steering stabilizer would help, and I have one, but it's not fully the best one. Definitely feel that these tires don't necessarily pull and jar the wheel as much. So I'm pretty happy about this. Okay, so that's my comparison right now for these wheels. Overall, you can definitely, hopefully it comes through on the camera and the mic that the sound quality is a lot different and that these ride a lot smoother. Hopefully that all comes through. We'll jump back to looking at the wheels, and I'll close this video out. So guys, as you can see, this wheel and tire combination not only give me a great looking Jeep, but they also ride better. You can see in that comparison video that they're a lot quieter and a lot smoother. And that's what I was looking at, and that's why I made this investment. At this point, guys, if anybody is looking for a set of wheels and tires and is in the Westchester area or in the New York area, Connecticut area, or New Jersey, I highly recommend that you swing over and check out Donas Enterprise. I'll put a link below to their website so you can check it out, but I highly recommend them. They have a wide variety of wheels and tires available, and they definitely steer you in the right direction and give you what you need. So at this point, guys, we are going to wrap this video up. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any comments or questions, post them below and I'll do the best to answer them. If there's anything you want to see on future videos, post them below, post a comment below, and I'll see if I can incorporate that into my upcoming videos. But at this point, guys, we will see you on my next video where I'll be probably installing something new and adding to this build.